Hello, and welcome to Anonymous Tea Ministry. We are infinite, eternal beings, as light, conscious energy, as spirit beings. Past lives are markings of physicality within an ever-flowing, ever-changing existence. When discussing the topic of reincarnation and whether it is a truth or not, we should start by observing nature. We as human beings are obviously a part of nature, and our existence on Earth parallels many other living things. Observe the life of a flower, tree, or any other number of plants. They begin as seeds. We begin as a seed, as sperm. They are planted in soil. We are planted in the womb. They sprout, and we are birthed. We both mature and bloom. They spread their seeds, and we do as well. Eventually, living matter withers and dies, and the seeds that were spread continue the cycle of life. Many pre-Nicene Christians, Gnostic communities, and early Christian church fathers believed in reincarnation. Christian theologian Origen said, "The soul has neither beginning nor end. They come into this world strengthened by the victories or weakened by the defeats of their previous lives." Keeping the topic of reincarnation in mind, let's look at a few verses in the New Testament, from John 9:1-3. As Jesus went along, he saw a man blind from birth. His disciples asked him, "Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" Jesus replied, "Neither this man nor his parents sinned, but this happened so that the works of God might be displayed in him." How could a sin cause you to be born blind? Why would sin birth you into a seemingly negative circumstance, in this case, blindness? Consider what they likely meant was, what sin had this man committed in a past life that caused him to be born into that condition? And from Matthew 25:14-29, the parable of the talents. I'll paraphrase a little for the sake of brevity. "For the kingdom of heaven is like a man going on a journey, who called to his servants and entrusted to them his property. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. Now after a long time the master came back and settled accounts with them. The one who received 5 talents and the one who received 2 each doubled their talents. And the master said to them, 'Well done, good and faithful servants. You have been faithful over a little. I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of your master.' The one who received 1 talent came forward, saying, 'Master, I was afraid, and I went out and hid your talent in the ground. Here, have what is yours.' But his master answered him, 'You wicked and slothful servant. You ought to have invested my money with the bankers, and at my coming I should have received what was my own with interest.' So he took the talent from him and gave it to him who had the 10 talents. Verse 29, "For to everyone who has will more be given, and he will have an abundance. But from the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away." Our highest self, our spirit, is like a man going on a long journey through many life experiences. In some lifetimes, we are given many talents, attributes, traits, advantages, better family life, etc. In other lifetimes, we are given less. This scripture indicates that what matters is how we grow what we're given. That growth could include learning how to become more patient, humble, self-sufficient, loving, how to be more present. Talents could be any number of things. When we die, we settle accounts, we are judged, and we help judge ourselves. If we fail to grow, if we are slothful and waste our life, If we ignore our spirit self and fail to give life meaning, we will be given even less in the next life. What matters is that you attain more talents in this life than you were given at the start. This means making the best out of a potentially negative or dark situation. Reincarnation is not something to fear. It is a tool used to help apply the law of karma and to make sure that the immutable law of cause and effect is maintained. The Hermetic principle of cause and effect states that there is no such thing as chance, that chance is merely a term indicating extant causes not recognized or perceived. For example, if a mega wealthy person treats others poorly, oppresses workers and the environment, and lives selfishly, and then they die comfortably of old age, that being cannot possibly feel the effects of their life choices. How reincarnation and karma would come into play is that they would be reborn into a state of poverty, and maybe they are oppressed by someone who was wealthy and looks down upon them. Now, in this example, that second life experience gives that being a chance to fully understand their negative actions. It gives them the opportunity to learn and grow. Consciousness does not exist because of the brain. The brain is the receiver. It is the vehicle, and consciousness is the driver. Nikola Tesla said, "My brain is only a receiver." Consciousness is not produced by the body. It is non-local to the body. This has been confirmed by many independent observations. The disembodied consciousness of people in near-death experiences have been able to accurately observe the environment and various locations and events surrounding them while clinically dead. Stories of disembodied consciousness have been recorded throughout modern history. Belief in reincarnation has been around since the ancient Egyptians and Greeks. Religions such as Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, certain Native American tribes believed in reincarnation. So did Socrates and Plato. When we think in terms of our spiritual self, and when we think of how we are eternal beings, reincarnation is only logical. Do we really believe that if we are all one on this energy grid of existence, that some people would just be magically born into such great or terrible lives? It is not by chance or coincidence. The life you were given was a gift of physical experience, and it was for a reason. From the Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 2, The Illumined Man, number 22. As a man abandons worn-out clothes and acquires new ones, so when the body is worn out, a new one is acquired by the self who lives within. From the Svetashvatara Upanishad 1:4-6. The world is the wheel of God, turning round and round with all living creatures upon its rim. The world is the river of God, flowing from Him and flowing back to Him. On this ever-revolving wheel of life, the individual self goes round and round, through life after life, believing itself to be a separate creature until it sees its identity with the Lord of Love and attains immortality in the indivisible whole. The Lord of Love is oneness. Essentially, we are experiencing rebirth so that we may comprehend complete oneness. For a moment, observe the Ouroboros. It is an ancient Gnostic and Hermetic symbol. The illustration depicts a snake eating its own tail, and it represents the infinite circle of life. From the Hermetica, chapter Incarnation of the Soul. All souls are parts of one soul, which is the soul of the cosmos. Souls all have one nature. They are neither male nor female. Such differences of sex only arise in the body. In the world above there are two gods, who are servants of Adam's goodness, called the keeper of souls and the conductor of souls. The keeper is in charge of disembodied souls. The conductor sends down these souls from time to time into physical incarnation. Nature works alongside these gods, making mortal vessels into which souls are poured. The process of reincarnation perfects us so that we may unify with the one soul of the cosmos. Conscious existence in the physical world is ever changing and unfolding in the present moment. There is nothing to fear in regards to death and reincarnation. Why fear death if it is an honorable life led? Remember, when we are led by our spirit self and not our animal ego body, success is the only possible outcome. When we are led by the spirit, we only succeed. That's it for reincarnation. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for watching.